first of all, that's not right. Yeah, we're not right with this. Okay. Well, this one. Right, remove stop. Just let the officer send me on a wild goose chase now. Remove stop. Obviously we're following a map. And again, this is wrong. Trying to get people to not send information in private messages between two people or send in groups, because I've got more eyes looking over the scenario, more minds, and again, it's just basically a fuckery, really, an absolute fuckery. So we're hit the motorway now, and then by the time we get down there, we'll do aftermath, really. That's a bit weird. See a whole field full of cows. What the fuck? I've not seen that for a very long time. I travel around the country in the UK a lot, and there's not that often you see a field full of, like, you know, basically over 100 cows. It just doesn't work. So that is obscene. That is obscene. So in the UK now, we have again limited resources. Not many people understand, but they just basically go down the road saying, "Oh, well, you know, it's old school. That's old school." But I can drive up and down the country across all the motorways and not see any animals in any of the fields. And suddenly, I've just passed a field full of animals, full of cows. So, yeah, it's mad. Again, there's a field here full of sheep. When I say full of sheep, well, it's probably about, what, I don't know, 60 in a big field. This is what I don't understand with regards to life. Surely we should have mass scale. Maybe we should have, like, mass scales of fields full of animals. I don't get it. It should be one of those things that the UK should be the UK should be poised with animals everywhere. But yeah, it's interesting to see the difference when you see fields after fields after fields. It's not got any animals in. You know, there's one here. There's a field here with a lot of horses in. But there's not that many horses. It seems weird. Like, if I was a farmer I'd be wanting to reproduce on a mass scale. I'd want to I'd want to be buying fields on a daily basis, and basically having so many animals. But I don't know. It just seems like it's not quite the same now. Life's changed. It just shows us that the amount of humans there are, the amount of chemicals that we're eating these days. Food is not what you think now. Food is very, very different. So you've got 2 hours and 16 minutes now. Hopefully this should be, again, as fuel's getting more expensive, there'll be more people off the road, which is basically what I'm trying to achieve, basically. Which I think is going to happen. I think naturally it's going to happen, because unfortunately, when you've got a salary job being paid, it's not what people think. They're going to focus their attention on more staying locally, which is basically going to open the roads up basically for all of the, let's say, politics, all the people that are actually in business. Having people that are not in business is a bit of a problem really, especially if they're on the motorway. Like, so basically, train tracks have become very commercialised, which is what train tracks are, and eventually all the populace start using trains because it's going to work out cheaper than driving. Which technically now a train ticket is actually cheaper. The train ticket now is actually cheaper per person than it is to drive now because of fuel prices and parking. So you understand how you understand how things just like switch and change overnight really. So that's why public transport is pretty critical on trains. I don't really support the bus network to be fair. I think the bus network is a problem to civilization. Buses don't make money. It doesn't really matter if they're going to go down the route to get everyone to use buses, which technically is the ultimate plan. Then I guess to be fair, to keep the service sustainable for the now is what they need to do. But for the future, it's going to be one of those things. Everyone's going to be crammed on sardines. So it's interesting to see the world play out in real time. It's one of the reasons why they need to subsidise the buses for the time being, because eventually as cars start to go off the road now, people can't afford to get electric cars, there's going to be a switch over. Imagine a train, for instance. A train picks up speed and then it rolls. That's the whole idea about why trains are so more cost effective. And also as well as they can also get a large amount, they can also add a lot of carriages on. There's no really limit for trains for carriages. If you look at a train, there's no limit for carriages because at the end of the day, you just put a big engine, like a big engine on the front. Well, let's say a big generator on the front, which means that it can just basically pull as much weight as it wants, really. So yeah, once it's picked up, even if it starts off slow, it doesn't really matter. Once it starts to pick up speed, it can roll. And it's all down to the fact of the keeping the railways empty, which means they can drive at higher speed. They can basically ride at higher speeds. As well as helicopters. Helicopters are used for speed as well. So if you need to get a certain product or you got a certain emergency, you can go to. Again, there's a few times now that we've gone to the Salford hospital, because in Salford Hospital in Manchester, it's the only helipad in the Manchester area that they can drop off people straight to the hospital. Emergencies. So there's been a few times now whereby we've had to turn up and drop off at the Salford Royal. It's a helipad on top of the roof. So basically there's been a crash team ready there. So the minute we arrive, that's it, boom, gone. And then before we've even left, or as we're leaving, helicopters taking off above us. It's mad when you think about the whole process that gets involved. And it's interesting, you know, how to streamline. Yeah, if you want to have a look on the, if you want to have a look in Manchester, on the Salford Royal Hospital, there's a big helipad. So, yeah, well, I haven't checked Birmingham yet. But Birmingham, we don't really use Birmingham. Come on, guys. Yes, you're in a Mini. You're in a Mini. Fuck off. Get over to the left-hand side. That car should not be in the fast lane. So really what kills me about most cars, like just because they can do 70 miles an hour, it doesn't mean that they are allowed in the fast lane. Like, so the thing is for me, I'm in the fast lane now, there's no one behind me. So already when I'm driving, I'm fully aware of what's going on around me. If somebody's going to go fast behind me, then obviously the first thing I do is pull over and allow them to overtake, because that's out of due respect. You don't know who's in that car. You don't know if that's authorities. You don't know who is in that vehicle. And again, specific cars are mapped, ready for like long journeys. So you might find out that there's a car that looks like an average car, or the number plate looks like average number plate, but actually technically it's a specialised vehicle to a specialised job. It's what the Secret Service use in the UK. They use average everyday vehicles, but a lot of them are undercover. So when you're driving down the motorway and you see a vehicle coming up fast behind you, do me a favour, pull over, allow it to go past light. But again, we've now got a vehicle in front of us now, which is an Aldi, which again I've got a lot of respect for that. Fast car, Aldi, no problem at all. That's worth money. That's able to drive it in the fast lane. But then there's now a vehicle in front, which is a taxi. Now, honestly, there's no respect. I've not got any respect for taxis. So yeah, we're now limited now to 65 miles an hour because there's a taxi in front. If you're a taxi driver and you're carrying people, you're not allowed you should be allowed in the fast lane. Like, I don't care who you are, if you're a taxi, slow lane. Or middle lane. Now it's overtaking now. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what nationality is. I'll tell you one thing, taxi drivers tend to be one nationality now. And I was right. Right, over road now, we're clear. Straight away, we've got vans pulled in behind us now. Aldi in front. He's now gone over to the slow lane. And now, again, we'll overtake now and we'll pull back in. So we're always keeping the fast lane clear. The reason being is that you see it, if any authorities, because police need to travel at speed, so I know, police, if they need to get to their destination, if they can drive 120 miles an hour, it's a clear lane, they can take that. But they can't drive 120 miles an hour if, for instance, they've got people in the fast lane. That's what really kills me about the mentalities of human beings. We don't think about other people, we think about ourselves. And we're so greedy, and we're so like, well, I don't give a fuck about anybody else. And actually, what we should be doing is the opposite. We should be caring about somebody else. So, I would love to go down the route of debating the authorities on their mindset and what they believe is right. Because first of all, I've got a good backing behind it. But they'll turn to me and say, they won't debate me, and the reason why they won't debate me is because what I would say will be logical, but what they'll say is they don't want the confrontation, they don't want that to be exposed, because if for instance I come along and say something that would be beneficial for the country, they won't want to be a part of that debate, especially if it was broadcasted as well. And the reason being is because then they know for a while that I've got one up on the government, which is what they don't want. So if they can dumb it all down, whereby they don't have that debate in the first place, then it can't be exposed, it can't be publicised. So one of the things I would say with the roads is the roads need to be on the motorway. There needs to be a 70 mile an hour lane. There also needs to be obviously a 60 and a 50, and that's how it should always be. But again, and if nobody comes up fast behind you, then out of due respect, just pull over into the 60 mile an hour lane, because you don't know who they are. Actually the other day, and I got flash. So again, just waiting for the paperwork to come through. If it does come through, but this is a hire vehicle, so we don't actually get the paperwork, comes to an email. So but I don't think it will come through. And if it does come through, then we'll just basically send a quick message to say cancel this for us. Well, again, it was 20 mile an hour. Then we were like 23 in a 20. And obviously the 10% is over. You know, if you think about the logic, it's 10% of 20 miles an hour is is well over 10% going 23 miles an hour in a 20. So it's like if you're driving at 10 miles an hour, the 10% ratio goes down to like you're 1 mile over you're fucked, basically. But if you're driving down the motorway 70 and you're going 83, then technically you're below the 10%. Well, that's providing, again. They always say to me that obviously that 10%, that extra 10 miles an hour extra is fatal, and I say, well, sorry, but it's fatal anyway. If you've got a head-on collision, it's fatal anyway. The impact on 70 miles an hour coming in the opposite direction at 70 is basically double 70 is the collision rate. So yeah, you might as well take both parties out completely than try and have people on medication for the rest of their lives. Now to 50 now. So as traffic starts to build up, what you tend to realise on the motorway now is that when you get down the road on the motorway, what you find out in the UK, there's these like round beacons. And people know what these round beacons are. They're basically radar beacons. They're basically firing out laser beams across the motorway, across the surface. And what they're doing is they're basically bouncing off. They're basically bouncing laser beams off cars, so they know exactly the ratio to how many cars are on the road at any one point. But within pretty well milliseconds, they're bouncing laser beams, multiple laser beams off different vehicles. So they kind of like have this mentality whereby they know in that area how many cars are within that area, and it's how they signs now automatically are regulating the traffic. So if they've got a large amount of traffic on the motorway, they can basically slow down traffic, and they can slow down traffic. But what they need to do is they slow down traffic where they slow down the traffic at the moment where it's busy, but then where it's not busy, they need to obviously allow the speed to happen, and eventually they start to put in the speed limits and start to break off. So as it starts to have junctions that people are driving off on, they can pretty well move that whole cluster and spread it down the motorway. That's the whole idea. So if they can slow the traffic down here, they're going to slow the clutter or the cluster down further on to clear the cluster to allow them to obviously for everyone to speed back up again. So there's a lot of logic in why these radar beacons are quite important, really. Like there's one here now that I'm taking it. Let's say you go down the motorway in the UK, look at the side of the road, and there's white beacons on the side of the road, and that's spinning at such a fast pace, and that's firing out laser beams. So it basically monitors what trucks are going down the motorway, and then having the motorway cameras they're also then noticing which vehicles. So, for instance, they can pretty well map the roads out to say, is that a truck, is that a car, is that a motorbike, and they can also go down the route of working out which trucks are in different lanes and which ones are hogging lanes. Because what you find out is that if you've got beacons going down the motorway, they know exactly which trucks are basically not in the slow lane. That's basically why I'm sitting out radar. So what I'll do, I'll get a radar beacon. We'll get a radar beacon. I'll order one, and I'll show you on a live stream how those radar beacons work. And we'll position ourselves on basically position ourselves really on a either on a bridge or on a side of a road, and I'll show you in real time what those beacons do. Say as well is on the motorway as well, the cameras are high definition. So when you go down the UK motorways now, we're going down the M6, which is a motorway I dislike. But well, the cameras are basically they're now between 4K and 8K resolution, and they've got a big zoom on it as well. So big zoom, so they can pretty well zoom in on your vehicle. There's two camera lenses. So there's one camera lens within the camera. There's two camera lenses. 2 seconds, we'll be back. Motorway cameras, yeah. There's two cameras. There's basically within the same unit. They've got two lenses, and one's they are both high res cameras, like lenses. And what you then got is you've got one that's got a wide shot of the motorway, and there's one that's zoomed in. So they can pretty well zoom in, and because they're doing I'm not quite sure if they're doing 60 or they might be doing 120, but if they're doing up to 60 frames per second in high res, they can pretty well get you doing whatever you want. They can pretty well get you not wearing a seatbelt. They can get you obviously on the phone. They can get you again. So you have to be a bit careful. If you actually have a look at the actual photos, I'll tell you the truth about it. They'd never ever send you a high res picture. There's a reason why. So what they're actually capturing is high res. Well, they always go down the route of softening the res so it looks not high res, just so you don't know. So you say, oh, well, that wasn't me. And then they go down the route saying, don't lie, yeah, that wasn't me. And then they've already got the high res image, but they never send you a high res picture out. So when you look at all these issues you have on the roads, you think that you can get away with it. You can't these days. Everything is literally in high res now. And if you're doing 120 frames, which I think some of the cameras can do now, have a look at the motorway cameras and do a bit of have a look at the stats and the data behind it. And if you come across an 8K lens, there's two of them, but if you come across an 8K and it says 100 and it's, I think it's 120 frames per second, you got no chance. That's why you can't lie. And then whatever they get sent to you basically is never ever the high res image. They always send you a low res image for a reason, because they don't want you to know that they've got high res footage. So you just go down the route blagging it, and you can't get away with it. I've done overtime. I've messed around with it. I've messed around with technology. I know exactly what an 8K camera is capable of. And then when you start to see high-tilt cameras, and dual lenses, and night vision, and you can't compete. You can't compete. Down the motorway as well, the cameras have got set up, they've got infrared, so they actually got big pillars and they send the connection, all the data is sent by infrared down the motorway. And infrared you can send, it's basically, infrared is it basically allows you to send a point-to-point, basically point-to-point low latency connection between infrared. So if you get infrared panels, that's what they use on the motorway to send over long distances. It's pretty well very similar. It's very similar to fibre. What fibre you need to put a cable. You can go down the route sending a connection. No low latency, where it's solid connection over infrared, point to point. Same mentality really. Driving down the motorway now, the fast lane, no cars behind me. Thank you, pulling over, brilliant. Because of the motorway, we're looking at life insurance is a life, like penalised for doing the amount of miles that I do. Well, I used to. Like, I've managed to escape really, but how long for, I don't know, but we'll see. Again, somebody on the motorway broken down. Basically, if there's any bit of advice I can give anybody, service your car every 6 months. Check your tyres every journey, check your tyres. I know it's a ball ache, but if you want to be able to save your life, save your time, just take some consideration. Like, service your vehicles. Like, the amount of time you spend on the motorway broken down, you might as well just take your time to go and service your vehicle and it's done. We're not 26,000 miles now in this. So we'll have this 26,000 miles. We'll have this up to 30,000, we'll go get a new van again. Still all over areas though. It's wild. It's really bad people don't service the vehicles, it's cost. It's money, cost and time, and if garages were able to turn vehicles around quick and fast, then it'd be amazing. But the garages can't. They just want to go down the road saying, oh yeah, you need this part, yes, okay, if you do work on your vehicles, we'll take your car apart, then we'll be able to have it back for 2 or 3 days. And garages are the culprits to why people don't service their vehicles, basically. So it kills me to think about it, but again, people that don't have 1 or 2 cars, they have they have 1 car between the family, or they have 2 cars, but it's, you need to look at the bigger picture on resources, really. Again, fast lane, no cars behind me. I'm not slowing it any way down, so carry on. So it's just going to take down the M6 toll. It definitely is. So again, we're not really in any rush. on the M6 toll. It's because my handset's set off through whenever I leave London, I have to turn off the tolls. Whenever I'm in London, we turn the tolls on, the restricted tolls, just so obviously it always takes us around the congestion charge zones. It always takes us around. Being in a van, you get fined for going down certain tunnels. And even though it's a charge, the problem is it's because it's a van that's overweight, or weight. Let's say overweight particularly. It's not really overweight because I'm driving it, but because it's a van that's registered to can be carrying X amount of weight. It then basically allows that they don't know what you're carrying, so they just basically say you're limited, so they'll fine you. So it's better for me in London to turn off all the tolls and say don't go down any of the tolls, because then I can't get fined. Even if I go down there and pay the toll, they'll still fine me for being in a bigger vehicle through a toll. So it's just all weight restrictions. So. Again, sayings. It says here, just say satellite map, route options. So route options, and I've got avoid tolls now activated. So now heading down. We're now heading down now. So again, we're in no rush. People use the toll, then it basically gets more expensive for every single person then, which then means that, you know, if that makes money, it's a toll, every road then becomes tolls. So there is a bit of a caption area here. If every single person doesn't use the tolls, then eventually that goes under, and then it becomes a national road then, because then they realise the population isn't going into tolls. The minute that starts to make money, they start to put more tolls in place. So the only bit of advice I can give, don't use tolls unless you really have to. And again, you know, it's a fine line really. It's a fine line. You know, roads are built by public money, and everything becomes, again, let's say everything becomes a pit of money. Anything private eventually takes money away from the government anyway. So basically, if you can facilitate a private company that works with the government, you can take public money and you can charge whatever you want. You're a private entity, you can charge whatever you want. If they need you, then they need you, and then you can charge. So it's pretty well one of the it's pretty well one of the ways you can make a lot of money. Just look at what the council need and the government you need, and you provide a service for that and just charge them whatever you want. They might question your price, but you just say, I don't want to work then. They're going to have to use you because you're better than everybody else. And even if people say, well actually, you know what, we've got another company, that other company would basically try their best to try and facilitate it. Well, if you just say, we're free and available, we do it overnight, you're more likely to get the job. If you've got vehicles that are branded, safety, and you do a better job, then let's be real, you win. Still saying rerouting. TED Talk. I think quite a lot of my logic is basically what I see and what I deem as, you know, you could just say, yeah, but you know, you're not an expert. Well, unfortunately, even the experts don't understand either. So it's interesting to see the logic. You only get good at something by doing it again and again and again. So if you do things 400 times, you become good at it. So it's more about experience and about obviously logic than it is to say I'm going to be told this. It's like I went to a funeral yesterday, and it's a lot of people at funerals. They tend to use their emotions a lot. Well, being male, it's just kind of like it's just acceptance. Really, it's more like realizing that there's nothing you can do. It's going to happen, inevitable. So what's the outcome? Well, you can't change it by crying. So what's the point in crying? And I know that's really harsh, and I think people have to grieve, but you know what I mean? It's fucked. Well, like, what do you do? Well, you cry. You're gonna fix it, is it? Like, you know what I mean? So anyway, I had a obviously a message. He's obviously asked a message to say that I was unavailable yesterday. I was attending a funeral. But anyway, he got a message back saying, I hope you're okay. I was just like, well, yeah, I'm fine. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a male. And she sent me a message back saying, what the fuck? I said, you do know I studied psychology. And I was kind of like, yeah, and like, what do you say? He says, this isn't normal. I was like, it's not normal. Okay. So it just shows that someone's being taught in psychology, wrongly. If she thinks it's not normal for me not to show any emotion and not to have any emotion, then crying doesn't fix things. We know this. So obviously, if she's gone through university studying psychology and finding out that people don't show emotions, then let's be real. Gosh, am I badged now as a narcissist? Probably, that's what people think. But the outcome of what I'm explaining is there's nothing I can physically do. So straight away, it's difficult. Do you know what I mean? There's been a death. There's a funeral. Like, what can I do? I'm helpless, really. So me standing there crying about it and thinking, this is fucked. Unfortunately, it's more about respect, really. To turn up, do my do my respect, and to do the job that I need to do and get out of there, really, which is what I did, basically. So yeah, yesterday morning I came over from London. I had got no fucking suit. And I had to go to Next. And buy a fucking outfit for it. So 100 quid spent. But at least I've got some shoes now. So yeah, got some nice shoes now. Yeah, I got some nice shoes now. So do you know what I mean? You see my point of view. It's I gave some shoes. Some pair of trousers now, which I've left in Nan's. Come on, Nan. Yeah, can you get the washing up for me? Obviously, Nan's not there, but it's interesting. What I will say about my life is there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to be. There's a lot to do with my life that people can take advantage of, and look at how obviously people operate in the world today because of It shows that again the truth and but versus reality. So I had a phone call just to say that Luton's been delayed. So yeah, we don't need to rush really, which is nice. Reschedule it. Amazing. It's 125 miles now on the clock. Full tank of fuel. things change, because at the end of the day, like, obviously it was an emergency that I need to get down there for, but now obviously it's been delayed, so now I can now repurpose and put things in more higher priority now. But basically by 12 o'clock tonight, we would have done Luton basically. That's why it really breaks things up, because when you're in an Arctic, and again, when you're in an Arctic has to go from, you can't just load an Arctic has to go from depot to depot. So logistically wise, it doesn't work. Well, it does work, it doesn't work, but the quality of service you can provide is less. So the minute you hand over something to a company that puts it onto an Arctic, you can't intercept that. That is intercepted. That you can't intercept it. It has to go from destination to destination. But being not in an Arctic mentality, I can get a phone call and we can just change things overnight. So you sort of like see how things operate. Yes, we might end up burning more fuel, but the quality of the service has changed. And at the end of the day, what are you going to do? Argue with FedEx? Hello, yeah. So then you've got more outlay, because then you're dealing with people that have no control either. So you see how customer services go down. As companies grow bigger, they start to think we can make more profit here, but then they start buying assets that they can't intercept. So again, if it's an emergency, you can't intercept. Let's say great. There's a truck here called Great Bear. You can't intercept them. So it's interesting how logistically, it doesn't work basically. And if if there's a delay or they can't get to their destination, then they just basically say, fuck it, I'm tacoed, I can't do this tonight, I'm gonna have to go to sleep now. And unless you've got two drivers, which is, again, you look at all these trucks now, they've got one driver. Look at all the lorries now, one driver. Now, if you had two drivers, you could switch the drivers. So one driver's resting while the other one's driving, vice versa. However, that's another lot of outlay, but then it means you can get Arctics to locations. If you get stuck in traffic, then you don't really want to have two drivers on board to be stuck in traffic, because then you're paying two drivers. So you see my point of view now. It's all very difficult. You always think about size and scalability, thinking, great, get an Arctic. You have to then taco, you have to then check over the maintenance on the trailers, which also then is another outlay for trailers compared to, again, the tractors, which again is pulling the workhorse behind. And they're regulated. If I drive this for 18 hours in one hit, I'm not regulated. I can pretty well do whatever I want in a vehicle. So it's easy to have multiple vehicles, which is then your redundancy, and to intercept things as well, and to jump onto different projects pretty easy in a smaller vehicle than you would do having a big Arctic of product, really. I don't pay with minimum wage, and I'll tell you the reason why. Because I don't want to add to society. I don't want to have shitty little people who can't drive vehicles. For instance, I can get a vehicle, I can drive 400 miles in one big hit, and I won't have an accident. Now, the reason being is because I've done so many miles, and I'm educated myself in, when I'm driving, I'm obviously not only live streaming, I'm taking calls, I'm running a business, I'm also running around, looking at everything around me. I know who's behind me, who's to the left of me, I know money to value to cars, to how much cars are worth. You can pretty well gauge if that's a man or woman driving it as well. And you can also technically, again, when you look at people, you tend to look at who's driving, the way they position themselves on the road. If that car's worth 300 quid or worth 3 grand, that car's worth 3 grand, there'd be a different type of driver than there would do if you had a driver who was driving a £200 car. And it's interesting, actually. I look at nationalities, because you've got nationalities, we have problems now. Now you've mixed nationality together, you've just not got just British people, you've now got all the people on the road. And there's a difference between people who are from different countries compared to this country. It's all about mindset. They can't focus, they don't understand. So that's the issue, you see. They obviously say, well, actually, you know what, I'm driving a car, I'm in the UK, great. There's a car here with a P plate on, they've just passed, supposedly. But again, mental note, P plate. Not that I've just seen it, but I'm very aware. They've also got a furry steering wheel, so that's going to be a woman driving. And yes, it is. And guess who it is? It's a woman she looks like she's Nigerian or African. So you tend to look at nationalities, and you start to look at this now. So straight away, you start to map out the world. You start to map inside your head, you map out what you're doing right now. Also, I'm driving a vehicle at the moment, which has got reverse cameras on front and back. Well, reverse cameras on. These cameras are actually recording as well, which is, I don't know if people know, but the cameras are actually recording. But also at the same time I've got so many program settings on this now that this will not crash. If I try and run into the back of this car in front, it won't allow me to, because it's going to first of all brake for me. So and also as well, as if anybody gets too close to me at the back, first of all, it flags up on my screen. It shows me if someone gets too close to me at the back, it flags up their reverse camera. So it basically gives me that also update. Also on the side of the mirrors, it tells me if anyone's left or right of me. So if I'm driving and someone's coming up on the right side, I'm fully aware this vehicle will not allow me to go. It won't allow me because the wheel will flip back. So it's about having protection devices put in place. So this is the reason why I always say to people, you should be driving vehicles that are designed for the project that you're doing. You know, you don't just go down the road, buy a car because you think, oh fucking hell, I've got a sports car here. A sports car is not designed to be driving around in traffic. It's not designed for it. A sports car is designed for a Sunday drive. It is, seriously, it's what it's designed for. So, you know, if I'm on the motorway, I want to go down the road buying a Fiat 500 because it's a petrol car and it's driving. I will drive a BMW 5 Series because it's designed for the motorway journeys. It's designed for long journeys. So this is the problem you see with average people. They think they could buy a car and they think that car's adequate for every single scenario, when actually technically it's not. Would I have a small car with kids? No, never. And also as well, as if I had a partner, the agreement that I'd have with my partner is I'd never put all my kids in one car. So if we went on a day out, I would take 2 vehicles and I'd split my family up between 2 cars, just because I know for a while the risk factor that having all my family in one car, the risk factor for me, the risk factor is too high. I would much rather spend more on diesel and spend more money in fuel, but then have the risk factor that if half my family gets wiped out, at least I've saved half my family. And that's the mentality that I have, really. It's about the understanding. Yes, I'll be heartbroken, and yes, I hope it will never happen, but you see my logic. As a male, I've put these protection devices, these protection in place to make sure that, again, we're solid. And again, you know, if I don't think the trip is worthwhile, then I would look at doing things differently. You know, the same mentality. This is, you know, no disrespect to religion, but I wouldn't get on a train during Ramadan. It wouldn't happen. And the reason being is I know the train drivers sometimes could be doing Ramadan and they're not eating, and that's the dangerous factor. You have to have one train driver. It's not cool. So, you know, it's why you have to have a pilot. You've got multiple pilots. The majority of planes, to be fair, every plane fly by a robot. So there's never a plane in the air that's not autopilot. That's safety. It's how it is. However, at the same time as it's flying by a robot, which is basically autopilot, the pilots are fully aware on who's around, what gradient they're flying at, what height they're flying at, and they're also aware that the trip that they're doing, they also know exactly what that trip they're doing and at what height and what direction they should be flying in as well. So they're on standby basically for things to change. So I don't believe that you can. I'm not sure. It's a question I need to ask Grok. I don't think you can have a Muslim. I don't think you can have a Muslim pilot. I don't think you can actually have 2 Muslim pilots together. For that reason, I think I need to check. But again, that's no disrespect to Muslims. It's just the mentality that you can't have 2 pilots who are on. Again, if they're doing Ramadan and they're fasting, I don't think you have 2 pilots that are fasting. So I think that's whereby you have to have a Muslim pilot who's either a pilot, and you have to have somebody that isn't Muslim. as a co-pilot because of the risk factor in place, or they swap it out. They put Muslims as co-pilots and actually have people that who aren't obviously fasting as the main pilot. So it's safety, it's mechanism. These are things you need to think about in place, and and it's not. You've got to understand that the world isn't what you think. It's not a racial attack. It's about the safety mechanisms in place. And you might find out that one pilot might say, "Fuck it, I'm not happy with that." And you're like, "Well, what do you mean you're not happy with it? If you're fasting, and what's the but it's my culture. Yeah, well, it's your culture, but this is my point of view." So it's interesting to find out. It's all about safety, really. You can't have a plane that comes down and takes a whole, a lot of families, that realises that actually, it's interesting. So that's why it's hard to believe, and this is why I'll tell you the facts about 9/11. It's hard to believe that 9/11 was an actual, supposedly a hijacked plane. Like, in my head, I can't accept that. I can't accept it. Which isn't noticed, which isn't public, but the weather's controlled. The weather is controlled. People don't realise, but it has to be controlled, because at the end of the day, they need it to rain. It has to rain for a reason, and if it doesn't rain, there's a problem. So again, a lot of people will say to me, "Man, that's mad, that's bonkers." But yeah, if you look at historical data on the weather, it's controlled. So it's interesting to see the flip side. TTS, give me. Let me get to the next junction. Let me get to the next junction, and we'll get the services first. I get TTS on. The thing that kills me the most is about with the weather being controlled is the fact that disasters can be basically forced. It's all about again. Think about the rain. If you can force it to make it rain, it's we have the mentality at school that we learn about obviously how clouds are formed, and basically how how humidity is, and water vapor, and we see all this, we learn it all at school, but technically everything can be controlled. Everything in the realm of life can be controlled. So that's why farming is quite hard, because again, I was driving through the countryside just through Northwich, and there was the driving machines we're basically driving machines which are basically, again, massive arms, like metal arms that are coming off it, and they're basically firing water out of the ground. And again, if it naturally rained, which again naturally rained, it'd be different, but they can't control the weather, so they're having to basically lock the ground to again go to either plant grass, supply or sell the grass, or they go down the route of obviously using it for for vegetables and things for growing. Well, if you don't believe me, it's fine. We'll have a look online. We'll have a look in the the 1800s and the 1900s. It was more than 1900s when all this technology started to come out. And it's interesting to actually go down the route of looking into it and delving into old papers. And a large amount of the classified files are being debunked. They use that word. A lot of it all being like debunked. Yeah, it was an invention, but debunked. And you're like, okay. And then when you actually start to look at the understanding of technology, you start then sussing out, okay, right, well, where are these? Let's try and go to Google Maps and locate it. And using AI now, it's using like Grok and things, pretty well locate. Take this image and locate this on Google Maps. Give me a road that's next to it, and it's kind of like, right, okay, that's interesting. Well, there's three of them, and they're in a triangle formation. Right, okay, now I start to understand now. So, the thing as well is what I don't understand is this is something else that again is questionable. Is there's only so much power that you can send down a cable. So there's only so much power you can put down a cable. So when you actually look at the diameter of the power lines, you look at the power lines in the air and you think to yourself, like, really? What are they? Oh well, they're power lines. Well, you're told the power lines. Okay, fine, the power lines. But understandably, it's kind of like, okay, where's all the power come from? And to send more current over a power line, you need to have a thick cable. So when you look at buildings, when you go to a building and you look at the incoming supply and you look at the copper core and you look at the diameter of a copper core, let's say you look at 4 mil, 10 mil, and you start looking at obviously, basically the ratio of like the mil of the flex, and then you start looking at the power lines, you think to yourself, like, really? You get to a power station and you start looking at the size of the cores, and you think to yourself, like, this doesn't make sense. Look at all the buildings that need power. Like, there's a power station here. It doesn't make sense. Not for the amount of buildings, the amount of power and the energy that we use. It doesn't make sense. Well, what do I know? It takes somebody to sit down and really think about things to actually say, something doesn't seem right with it, something feels off. And there's a building here. This is another building that's caught fire. Yeah, surprise, surprise. There's an old derelict building caught fire. We're now in Birmingham now. Seriously, we'll stop off. I don't need fuel, but we basically keep fueling really. So every 50 miles we'll start to fuel up. So one of the things professional drivers do on the road is when there's a fuel crisis, supposedly a fuel crisis, when there isn't, but there is. When the average population starts to fear and they start to buy. What we tend to do then is we start to go down the route of taking the pressure, this pressure point, to start like fueling up every 56, 60 miles. So we end up taking the pressure down the country. So we take a bit from everything. We take a small amount from everywhere. We soften the blow. We're I was to go to one fuel station and fuel up 80 quid at a time now, it will be a big hit, but especially when everybody else is fueled the same. So what we tend to do now is as professional drivers tend to operate now, we tend to help the network really, and we go down the route of like fueling up in different places now to really like soften the blow. So they're taking the full 80 pounds worth of diesel from one location. We'll spread that 80 pound across the country. So that's what professional drivers do. Truckers and things tend to be a bit more kinder. So again, there's logic in that as well. Over a bridge. So in Birmingham, majority of the motorways are lifted, they're not on the ground floor. So basically you tend to drive across motorways that are pretty well lifted. So I've always had this theory, which again would work better for me. But to if you're going to build a motorway, you might as well build a two-tier motorway. So if you build a two-tier motorway, technically, if you build two tiers, you can actually have one lot go underneath going one direction and on top going the opposite direction. And the whole idea of that concept is you're not seeing all the traffic. So for instance, if you had a motorway that's got two tiers, it means that you're not seeing all this other traffic, which means you just continue on driving. So again, slip roads, again, pretty well the slip roads onto the motorway are pretty well the same mentality. Even if you have to build it on stilts, it doesn't really matter. But to get traffic to flow fast on roads, two-tier motorway would be better. But again, it's all down to weight, and it's all down to again, vehicles that go down the road. You tend to find out that vehicles sometimes are larger than usual. The same mentality is bridges. So again, if you got a bridge, it doesn't really matter at that point. One of the things I had a concept with as well, there's a concept in certain cities. Again, I put this forward to Manchester Council at one stage, but they refused. But to certain locations in Manchester where the traffic of people is high dense. So the whole idea for me is to say, right, well, when you go down the route of building a public bridge to go over certain sections in Manchester, and basically allow the public to go up and over bridges instead of crossing the road. And to me, that sounds like logical. But anyway, again, it hasn't happened. But if you can go down the route of putting in certain roads within a city, you want to keep traffic flowing. So if you were to go down the route doing it like a subway system, but over on a bridge, to allow people to use the subways for passengers, for people to walk, it sounds a lot more logical. But again, when you put that idea towards the council, they just don't react with it, and it's just kind of like, do you understand what I'm saying here? And I know it just doesn't make sense. They spend so much money and time in changing things, thinking stuff they're doing good for the world, when actually it's just a fuckery. Again, roadworks in place for HS2 site. Just like, again, it's just sad. HS2 is a fucking disaster, an absolute disaster, and the amount of money they spent on HS2, and they've not even been able to build it. It's just fucked. The whole idea about HS2 is they're basically realising the future. They're realising that obviously between London and Birmingham, they say Birmingham is the next up-and-coming city, and technically for the demographic, yeah, it is. So when you see that all the people in Birmingham and the people that are in Birmingham, a lot of them are living in Birmingham on government money. So eventually, people in Birmingham will be a 15-minute city, and you'll have to have biometrics to use to go to London using the trains. So that's what HS2 is designed for. HS2 it was basically sold to everybody as like, you know, evolution, building up. But yeah, it's interesting actually what HS2 is for. Yeah, so it's to get cars off the road between Birmingham and London. The only problem is the issue that I've got with this is it's going to be high users at both ends. So we decided to go down the route of building a train, which is again not quite ideal for the job yet. But they're putting the infrastructure in place to basically allow for the population of London to be able to get to Birmingham and to get as many cars off the road as possible. And by that time, it's all about control, really. It's the same mentality as they realise the demographic of the UK is changing, so they're putting things into place. They've known it for years. They know for a while they know across the world what the outcome is. They've already played out the society. They've played out the understanding of life. They understand that crime is crime. You can't stop it. You can never stop it. As humans exist in the world today, you can't stop crime. Crime is always going to be there. So there's just new ways there's just new ways and new opportunities to do crime, really. But if you could infiltrate the system by stopping the flow of people, and you can intercept people pretty easy, and you can facial recognition people, which again we understand the concept of this. Straight away, you can control crime to a level, but you'll never stop it. So ultimately, it's about control. Crime happens when people have got no money, when people can't level up, and it's sad, really. It's sad. Well, the service is down here, so I'll get TTS on. Actually, we've got 105 miles to go now. 2 hours. And tonight I'm going to check into the hotel and get a nice meal. And it's interesting. people said to me about my life being a bit wild, and it's kind of like, well, it's not really wild. It's more about obviously looking at the what I do and how I can, work towards building. Nadia's wants TTS. Nadia, leave it. I will promise you I'll do it in a sec. I need to get to next services. Next services, I'll do it. My lips are very dry again as well. I'm suffering with my lips massively. I've got a sore in the corner. I need some lip balm. People always turn to me and say, Mike, lip balm. But yeah, I really sort of, because I'm always out and about, and I live in hotels. The air conditioning is really, really bad for you, especially with your lips. So yeah, I need to get some lip balm. That's the reason why I use it, because my lips are destroyed now. If I use lip balm, my lips are like, again, not to be, not say too much, but my lips are soft, and the same mentality as my hands and my nails are clean. Do you know what I mean? It's just makes life a bit easier, a bit cleaner, more hygienic. But yeah, I'm sore at the moment. Right. Speed limits are lifted now. Easy seats, yeah. TTS in 2 minutes. Anyway, the last experience I had with a woman was fucking horrific. I even told her as well. And guess what happens? Yeah, I'm blocked. I'm deleted. But I did tell her that was the worst sex I've ever had in my life. And yeah, so I wouldn't suggest you say that to a woman, because of the outcome of that means the bridge are being burnt. But I think she needs to know, because she can now she knows. Now she can repurpose herself and be better. But it's fucked. It was fucked, really. It was just like. I could have not said anything, could I really? Just made it left it at that, but she needs to know. Sorting it, are you? Give me 2 secs. I'm sorting it. Trying to get to services. Like, the problem is with the motorway, it's a problem. It's like, I can't even, like, it's not like just being just... Alright. Personally, it would be nice if YouTube incorporated this as a setting whereby I can press one button and TTS is on, but... You know what, let me pull off here now. I can always pull it back on. Right, you're slowing me down now, Nadia. Yeah, you're slowing me down now. I'm just now pull off now. Typical. No, it's alright, I'll just take my time. I'm going to pull off the motorway now, I'm going to pull over, I'm going to basically get TTS on, and then rejoin the motorway again, because, men want to be nice to females, you know what I mean? It's what we do. Whatever a woman says, we tend to follow suit. Or, it's never Nigel fault. It's never Nigel's fault, no. It's always Chadeline's fault. It's like when things happen, it's Chadeline takes responsibility. Accountability. Right, I can't just stop here, I'm not going to drive. Days. I should make a pull off here. Yeah, pull off here now. It's a sports club here. Okay, Can't do a U-turn here. Nadia, this is a joke. Bloody hell, Nadia. Here we go. Housing estate. Let's just hope no cars come down now. All right, Nadia. I'm sorting it, Nadia. There you go. I'm sorting it. Do you know what I mean? I pulled over and I've got to put power to my Mac. Thank you very much. I think I'll put TTS on now. Come on. First of all, let's do terminal. Let's do terminal. Let's do ping 8.8.8.8. We have ping. I've just pinged Google, so we have an internet connection. Fine. Okay. Well, that's that sorted out then. They need to obviously then close the server, reopen the server back up, which then needs to have an internet connection, which then means the server's running on green online, and that's when the API then connects together and authenticates, does like a handshake. That's how it works. So the APIs then are linked together and they cuddle each other and they link, and they're happy. Server's not it's not doing the handshake at the moment. So when you use like Chrome, it's like when you use Chrome, we all know that Chrome's Chrome, but we don't call it Google Chrome, do we? Not really. So it fucks me off when you want to just load Chrome up. So what happens is we run the server on the local machine, which then links handshakes across. But then we have to go down the route of obviously opening the interface up, which is like a web GUI that looks at the database and then pulls through. And there you go.
Bosco saluting face, for fuck's sakes. Yay GSP.
Well done, Nadia. Nadia, you've got what you wanted. You're female. Yeah. I get it. I understand, I get it.
Mike, this ain't tea time for talking, this is time for TTS.
Alright.
Who said that? Are you staying in your van now? W Nadia, Mike, we on boy, Mike wins. W Nadia saluting TTS face. Hallelujah, thanks Nadia. I've been waiting and holding in all my comments for TTS all day. I was about to explode. Now that we can express free speech on here, all I wanna say is enjoy life, be grateful, and for heaven's sake be kind. Nadia always gets her way. W Nadia. Shut the fuck up, Mike. Yet that acid Nadia now updating its saluting face. I've got a 10 10-inch bone, she loves it, she is a real slag. Morning Michael, how are you on this lovely Thursday morning? Morning Princess Nadia, morning all. Mike.
Morning.
Here we go boys, and Nadia who's a girl but possibly a boy. W's. Mike. Basco, I hope it sorts it out. 27k subs Mike. Princess Nadia, United Kingdom have the best patter man. Mod Nadia. Hello Darren, saluting face. Check your hostages in the back.
These hostages, these aren't living. They're fine. They're cold.
That's still the same. Okay.
Hostages are cold.
This is fucked. Basco, that S shit. Do brain Mike. Broad your shovel, Mick M. I hear scratching in the back, Mike, get your spear, aim for the head. They are Indians from up the mountains. Dead hostages tell no tales. Saluting face, are shooting face, ain't nobody trying na EET, no mo fucking bacon. Maybe a glitch. Mike, we matched on Grindr, where are we meeting tonight? I will bring my spreader bar and fuck belt. Why are you driving while streaming? Indians also eat cow shit. Well, bucktooth.
I rest my case. Why do I live stream and drive? Because
How
first
was
of all,
your funeral, Michael? Best as expected. Nadia can now enjoy a bubble bath and listen to TTS. Thank you, Mike. Do you ever bump into people that know you? More importantly, why is he streaming while driving? My bones swollen like a cucumber. You like cucumbers, Mike?
for one, I'm allowed to, and I've had a bit of an issue. We have had problems with the police with it, but
my uncle woke up at his funeral and my auntie shot him. AMD said nope, we paid for a funeral, we're having a damned funeral. Come on, Mike's face. Mike now game axing. Need a seat belt for your neck. Mike has fancy self-driving van. Bucktooth.
it's one of my arguments with the police. I've got a vehicle that can
Talk
do
to
it.
me with those soft lips, Mike.
They've said to me is the issue I've got with it is yes, you can do
You
it.
rest your case, well guess what, I rest my motherfucking case, matter fact I double rest my case, moreover not only do I rest my case, I rest every, the case is a very motherfucker all the way up in here, how about that? Game accessing. Fuck the police. Michael, please explain the private jet and your vid client. Invite others to message, what the fuck is that? Golden tier forward the window auction. Free Palestine, free Hamas, free Ayatollah Khomeini, free Mike's man passe. You might die while driving and trust me, nobody will help you from the stream. Earlier, like I said, get the Vaseline with aloe vera in it. It's very good for your manky lips, but it will not cure herpes. Mike Epstein. Did you buy bucktooth from Turkey? What do you call a Chinese man with an amputated leg? Taiwan shoe. I rest my fucking case. We know you be on the run to your island, Michael. Michael. Mike is trans. Lol, it's Mike Epstein. No one will ever sit in that passenger seat. Dulu. You should be Prime Minister, Mike.
As Prime Minister, there would be a different place, tell you. The UK will be different. Anyway.
Mike will record you for blackmail. Tabasco, I think they are trying to make YouTube more like a social media site, kinda like Facebook or Instagram DMS. I rest my case, fuck me. Do you prefer Mike or Michael Mike? Got an earache, thanks Mike. Have you ever farted on your hand and smelled it? But tooth up the farter. Mike for Optimus Prime. Donald Trump is a bloody wanker, you can go to hell Donald Trump. New nose. Nadia says, Mike, can I borrow them sunglasses? I have no content notifications now though, FFS.
It's all gone wrong, I tell you. It's all gone wrong. So yeah, I had a conversation with the police about, obviously, I got pulled over, and basically I was actually live streaming, and they obviously knew where I was, and eventually they actually pulled me, and they said, sorry sir, you can't live stream while driving. I was like, okay. So for what reason? It's dangerous. First of all, I said it's a dash cam, and second of all, as well as this, it's I can't see the screen. And so what's the problem? He said, oh, it's a distraction. I said, well, I'm driving a vehicle, it's 25 plates. So it's got all the protection devices on it. The chance of me crashing is very, very little. Then she says, well, actually, no, it's not about that. It's the fact if all the people see you live streaming, then they will clone you, and then they'll be obviously in vehicles that can't do it. So I said, well, that doesn't matter at the end of the day. Just because people see my success doesn't mean they're going to clone me. And if they do clone me, you know, it's one of those things really. Like, everyone clones everybody eventually. So anyway, it's funny. It was they couldn't really give me points for it, and again, it just became one of those things that they sent me a letter, and then basically, did I reply back to it? No, and then it was just lost in the whole of, you know, the menacing of life really. So anyway, basically, there's no case. So it's not people like me that cause the accidents and crash. So technically, it's false really. So.
That's probably because companies like YouTube outsource coding to people in third world like India that write shit code and bollock everything because they dumb. I rest my case. Don T talk Mike. Sadia says I don't really like the name which rhymes with Sadia like Nadia. How much are you worth?
You'll never know how much I'm worth, because I'll never tell it. I'll never show it.
What if your clone had a chin?
Look at my lifestyle. Think about how much money you'd have to earn for you to live my lifestyle, and then realise that actually
I stink of piss. Stuttering. Not enough to afford a rear window. This channel is under review and will permanently be removed within 24 hours. Case ticket FY 78,261 IE 42. Thank you for your cooperation, YouTube team. Had a chin. The Chinese man that invented the camera lens has sadly passed away. Rest in peace. Zoom in. Your lifestyle is shit. Or a real part of Sunny's. Lol. Driver for Just Eats. What car do you drive? Saudi is sorry to inconvenience you. Mikey like that one. Or a decent shirt.
Well, like the one I was wearing yesterday. Yeah, I did a live stream.
Or a haircut.
What I was wearing yesterday, so I looked very different.
Michael, you live paycheck to paycheck and literally have the exact same lifestyle as you. When I travel for work, humble yourself, delivery boy. Same black top and jeans you've worn for 3 years, new. You should do weed and hush. My beef curtains fell off in my sleep. New clothes incoming, Mike. What car do you drive? Fuck off, bell cheddar. Or nice teeth. Zoom in, what a classic. His flex is no flex. FK and van driver loser. Respect to you for standing your ground and fighting against these bullies, for your right to have a dashcam freedom is really being challenged at every turn. Flex no flex. Mike, you said you were off to a big meeting, but then you just said you went to a funeral. Which one was it? Mikey knew. You
Yesterday.
have the lifestyle of a welfare recipient. Mike, do you think I should buy a Tesla or some fish and chips?
I need to, for me to go to a meeting, I don't need to wear anything casual for me.
Mikey Moo talking shite again. Your aura reeks of someone who pretends to be rich but ISNT. Knows the size of Everest. Dennis. A funeral is a big meeting. I've seen bums living better.
I rest my case.
I did research and Mike is worth 500 quid and 6p and was banned from Shinland. True Jam. A meeting about what he has got to deliver next. Fake rich means the poorest Mike.
Fake rich. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Went to the funeral for the free food. A meeting about releasing the hostages from the van. There's lots of people like on YouTube who pretend they're wealthy. Is it worth buying into Bitcoin, or should I just order a China
life's interesting with crypto. Life is, the thing about crypto is it's a risk. And you need to be very careful. You can make money from crypto. But you need to also understand that you can also lose it as well. So if you need the money, think about it. Think about the bigger picture. So I tend to look at my, I tend to put all my eggs in one basket. I spread my risk between different banks. I spread my risk between, again, different like companies. Crypto is one of those things whereby you need to be very careful of, because at the end of the day, if we lose power or we lose the internet, you can't get access to it. The same mentality is the monetary stock in companies. Now, London holds one of the financial markets of the world. So it's interesting. Hence why I've got access to Starlink. So if you lose the internet or the UK has a massive problem, think about why the UK has got the markets. London Stock Exchange. Why is that in London? Well, it's on an island. Think about it. Think about the military. Think about how you can scramble jets quick. Yeah, the stock exchange went down. Understand how critical that will be to the way the world operates. So there's a lot to think about.
In 2013, Mike was a slave on the island. Mike's funeral will have TTS, or we all go home. What was bigger, the big mill or your nostrils? Answers on a postcard. Mike is an island boy. Like Freddie Beans is monetized, chuck him a tenner. Imagine this guy on the front lines bringing everyone's morale down before you die, and the last words you hear before you take your last breath is, I rest my case. Mike, can I sniff your panties? If not, can I sniff your car seat after a long drive? Mike, you're bragging about your Starlink, but it doesn't even work. Your screen is always fuzzy, buffering and crashing. Maybe did you get it from the tin? 3,000 to 8,000 pound for chin implant surgery in the UK. Chat, why do you ask? What did Nala say to Simba in bed? Move faster. Michael William Ford. Guy cannot afford a shave. Imagine paying $250 a month for Starlink and it is still shite connection.
Well, wait till the cellular networks go down. And then I say I've got cellular networks go down and I've got Starlink. Think about it.
Lol, Mike hates this.
There's no logic in a lot of people. No logic. Redundancies is everything. Backups, redundancies.
Mike's too poor to pay attention. How to select all NSG all time or have to manually select. Mike, what's the destination? Each time. Michael William Ford Nunu.
What, you're gonna bully me? Listen.
Mike, which is best, beautiful woman or some beans on?
Listen, bully me all you like, but one thing I'll say is I have a lot of money. When you have money, nothing really matters. Nothing really matters. So I think all the little kids at school, you're all trying to outdo each other. Don't worry. The only thing that really matters is to get rich. Don't chase women, because women will come to you then. So think about it. There's a lot that I'm saying here. There's facts and figures. Jealousy. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. I never did do. Fiat 500 broke it down on the motorway. Female car. She hasn't serviced the vehicle, obviously. And she sat in a vehicle as well.
You know when your account has a larger negative red number than ISNT money you earn, right? Mike. Bank balance overdrawn.
Bank balance?
Poor Mike. No. Just cough it up and keep on going. I think you are in the bottom 5 of wealth in the UK.
never know. I'll tell you the reason why. You never know, because I didn't publicise it.
You have money because you don't have a girlfriend.
Is that why?
No.
Okay, we're now establishing, yeah? A girlfriend, no money.
Mike qualifies for universal credit. Mike, which is best, a pizza or a wife?
It depends on the process, really. If you want to have kids, you need a wife. But if you're hungry, then you want pizza. Let's be real.
Mike got evicted by a homeless person.
If you got a wife, you want to reproduce, then you need to eat as well. So straight away, it's not even a conversation.
It wasn't he an insolvent mayor, but not having a girlfriend, more money. The only thing you actually listed as owning that was verifiable was the big million leak, and we verified you below. Michael, would you shut the fuck up and hurry up with my Amazon package? Mike does bags fill bags. Hello, first responders. This guy is a millionaire. Don't touch him with your dirty hands. Mike Freddy is now monetized. If you want kids, you need a wife. If you're hungry, you need a pizza. Mike 2026. No. Even that van is on HP. Mike, will you have TTS on at your funeral?
Well, the van's on HP. It's not my van. The reason why.
No one will be there.
Funeral for me, I will not have a funeral.
That gave it away for me because a person who is rich would not pretend to earn a bill. Okay, Mike, as I was trying to say, Mike, before you needed the TTS, is you put your left foot in, you take your left foot out, you put your left foot in, and you shake it all about, you do the hokey pokey, okay, thanks. Michael Park declined for cremated. Will you bring the TTS with you on the jet? Gerald. Mike, what shall I do when I'm there? People who do not want funerals tend to be single people with hardly any friends and who are not popular with their families.
It's not that at all.
Private jet, Your herpes is burning. Face cream smiling. Mike, the van is louder than the TTS, I can't hear myself think. Where will you want your ashes scattered, Mike? Michael Chapstick 4. So I am watching and I am just curious if you're gonna teach us any of your millionaire skills. Not driving a truck. They do not want a funeral because they are afraid nobody will attend, so it's easier to pretend they do not want a funeral. Mike has PayPal. Send me some of your cremations so I can sell it on eBay. You will be worth more because you're a millionaire. But Mike, you need to nail the toxicity out of all. If she needs it, she needs it, she needs it. Only you can do it. You can save her, Mike. You can save her. Please save her. Mike, private jet fuel doesn't email all bills.
Private jet.
You be driving a truck, wind fucking window up. But I am serious.
What?
Stick your head at it. But. Hello. Private jet, my ass, Scuttering Mike. Shall we play a game? Guess Mike's age. Have you seen Mike Hunt?
Seriously?
You be driving a truck, ES 3637. Sometimes I get really sad about my life, but then I watch your lives and I realize your life is so much worse than mine. What would you say is the best way to kill a wasp? Rivetem jetting. So cool, the interior is bare. We have 2 hours worth of TTS driving. Michael, you should phone up Leak Mill owner and accuse him of doing an insurance job and burning down your beloved mill you were trying to steal from him. 34. No nose, no, no, no nose, no, no, no nose, nah, nah, natural canopy. Say, 67, 67, 67. Or how would you go about killing a fly? Mike has had 4 birthdays this year, so we can agree at this rate he ages in dog years. Woof, 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 woof. Should dig up the wife. His birthday is in June, chat.
June?
What has more coverage, your nose or the Amazon rainforest? Remember to keep fucking sailing.
Hello. Hello, can I get a mozzarella panini, please?
Pardon?
A mozzarella panini?
Anything else?
A flat white?
Yeah.
And a bottle of water?
Yeah.
And I think that's everything, thanks.
That's everything.
That's correct.
Drive round, please.
So we've been looking at we've been looking at the system in place, which I'm not quite sure yet how I'm going to work it yet, but we'll see. Hi, Paul, you alright?
You alright, mate? So I couldn't really understand what you were saying there.
It's either me doesn't speak English or there's technology.
Yeah.
But is it? Do you have that problem all the time?
Do you know what, mate? It's
Or,
alright.
no, I'm just intrigued.
No, we don't.
Oh right, so it's just me then.
No.
Oh right, okay.
No, it's not. There's the water.
Great.
Sound.
It's the water. Is that a pound? Should I get a receipt? Just gonna make sure they charge me price. Free bottle of water with a hot coffee. To see if they've actually done it. Obviously they're advertising it. Anyway. Fucking muting.
Mike, you need to stop
Can I get a receipt?
stuttering. I would card swipe your burger. How is it going, Swill?
Thank you.
Fuck off, worker.
Bottle of water.
Stuttering Stan.
I saved myself £1.40.
Turn on the audio tool, brah. You are a rude Kent.
Great, thank you. Yeah, thanks.
He does not speak clearly, he mumbles too much. Mike, don't you fuck smash my car. Mike, please learn to speak English, silly little forgiven delivery boy. Starbucks is shit. But, bottle of water. Mike the mumbler. Sardia says if you fart in the shower, is it a bubble party or chemical warfare? Like a rich person does. I am trapped in Mike's nose, help me. Door lock hungry, bruv.
Which
Yes,
one?
dot ring sting. Hey jam saluting face. Going pretty good, how about Shah? Guy loves himself.
If the guy loves himself, I think you have to.
Simple jam.
You have to love you.
Help me, 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 well, help, HAA. Help, HAA. Help me, 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 well, help, HAA. Checks the discount like a poverty-stricken bum. All G, good swell, but buggy. W Chad Ryan. Mike, I have seen people on benefits that have a better lifestyle than you. W Chad Ryan.
Oh, yeah?
W Chad Ryan.
Really?
W Chad Ryan for spamming. You can't even chew broccoli. If Mike was a bee, he would be a bumblebee. John Cena. W Rad Kimmel. Eats like yes, not seen food in a week. Finally TTS.
It's looking at it, isn't it? TTS, driving.
But W Chad Ryan. Don't you have any shame eating in front of starving viewers? Awful food thrown into a microwave and heated. Starving viewers. Face green smiling, face green smiling, face green smiling. Fart. You can tell my guy SNT well cultured because of the crap he throws down his throat. Hey Mike, you look quite handsome today, April Fool's beaver. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, thanks very much. Mike's shadow is bigger than him. Stuttering Mike, new nose tramp in the van.
It's got wrong, hasn't it? It's all gone wrong. No, my days, Mike. It's gone wrong.
But ding ding but ding ding but ding 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 but ding 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 but ding 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 but ding. Hey. But ding. But bottle of water please. Something wrong. Shouldn't he be driving and eating that? A girl told me she broke your banjo string because you asked her to. Beaver. That is not due care and attention whilst driving. Hero. I took a screenshot of you and made an edit of you with a chin. You look great. Tried not to eat Starbucks 7 days consecutively. Golden tea, not eat Starbucks for 7 days consecutively. Tried that Mogula and that Mogula it acid chocolate by the way. But bottle of water please. Beaver. Mike, do you know Eric Shum? Balls in the biscuit tin. The worker spat in your food. Do you like fork on the table?
Isn't it?
Did you get Nadia her drink? Kurasuki Mitsubishi Hiroshima Nagasaki. She said you better not fork on the table. That is not cheddar, it is dick cheese. Mike has Granny now run out of finances. You thought you did something the other day with fucky LMAO. It like eats like a drunken man eating a 3 AM kebab. But bottle of water please.
Whoa.
I said you better not piece, you son of bitch. But bottle of water. That's 888 but ding.
Water? Bottle of water.
What did I miss? But bottle of chapstick please. Mike, do you know Ray Tucker? Do you know CV Mike?
I know Tucker.
How is MR bullshit doing today?
Tucker Carlson. You know.
Granny, she got hit by a bazooka boom kappa. Got the free water like a rich lord does. Mike, did Granny manage to escape from the fruit cellar and climb down the drain pipe naked? That's 888. I went to the same type of primary school as you. I feel fine. But bottle of alcohol free please. But I am only a little Mikey boy.
Well, let me know.
Dribble. I was talking to Amy Mike, she rang me to tell me stop streaming. Mike, how far up your nose could you put that bottle? Mike, how come when guys down bath they all smell nicer but when women don't tea bath you still feeding Granny bread and water? Who else used to pull the skin around their eyes and go Chinese, Japanese? But bottle of dribble please. Don't miss your herpes ridden mouth there. I done a lot of shit to make it where I got like this, dug my way up from the dirt and now the Mickey's pissed ya run around ya hit the ground and now ya bled and babbing. But Freddy fucking means. I love getting a facial from a squirt. Amy has a secret relationship with my game. Mikey, I know the glasses have a camera in and you heard that. There is a cheese on your teeth. Fucking thing. Did Mike eat that panini or just inhale it? Phone Chitty walk and ask if they do liver. Zoom 7. We using Granny's ISIS now. We need to stop for some cities, Mikey. How many hookers have you killed this week? Zoom 7. Allah Akbar. It tastes a little bit like pee but not massively. What was that spit that came out of your mouth, Mike? Was it dribble or sperm? Michael William Vaughan. Michael, have you even been with a
matter. Fuel station workers are on they're limited. There's going to be if there's no fuel, then it's going to be change of plan direction. So it's a bit of a dead end, really. It's a bit of a dead end job, really. And the amount of money you actually make on fuel is not a lot, really. So, you know, you'd assume when you're at fuel stations, think about it. Think about actually who makes the money. A fuel station doesn't make the money on fuel because it's a franchise. Fuel station is a franchise, so it doesn't work like that. You can't make money using fuel basically. Hence why they can supply fuel, but also as well at the same time as they have to sell products. And I actually had a chat with a guy who owns a fuel station, a franchise fuel station, and he said to me, "We don't make money on fuel. It's so heavily taxed that again, we don't make money from it. So we have to sell products to be able to make it worth it for us." So the reason being is I actually I actually went to a fuel station that was privately owned, and actually came up with the idea of putting basic QR codes on each of the like fuel stations. And the way that I planned it is there'd have to be a digital display with a 4-digit PIN that will be on each pump. And the reason being is without that 4-digit PIN, that would change every minute. It wouldn't be worth it, because if you did a QR code, anybody can come along and stick a QR code over top of a QR code and then think that it's a QR code and pay the money. So the whole idea was, how I actually got it addressed and set up, was the fact that there was a digital display of a 4-digit code on each of the fuel pumps, which changed every minute. And that would obviously be in sync with the time clock in the fuel station on a RF, or basically on like a Wi-Fi network. So the whole idea is you turned up to the pump, you scanned the QR code, it took you to a website, which was on the actual, the QR code took you to a website. It then asked you for a 4-digit PIN that you'd read off the pump, and then you then go down the route of basically you do Apple Pay for £30, click, and it automatically then activate the pump for 30 quid. So that's what I put in place. That's why that was my concept to put in place, whereby you could get fuel all hours, all days. And the guy said, "Great idea, love it." He says to incorporate that system in place would be quite easy, because I'd already put the infrastructure in place. The only problem is they didn't make money from it. So they made money by people coming in and buying drinks and coffees and buying resources, and that's why their system was flawed. So what you don't understand is go to a fuel station. Fuel stations don't technically make money off fuel. You can't run a fuel station as they can, because they're selling on a mass scale. But if you come to a fuel station that's not like an Asda, you go to a Sainsbury's, they can have a 24-hour Sainsbury's or a service station that's running selling products all year round, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Or you come to a private entity, like a private entity of a fuel station that's a franchise business, which is technically 9 times out of 10, the demographic that owns them, they don't make money off fuel. They can't make money off fuel. It doesn't make sense. So that is the reason why the system that I made could never be incorporated into the fuel station. Because I thought, in my head, and this is how I thought, is if I run a fuel station, and it's all down to volumes of litres. So I thought, well, people are wasting the time. So if you can make money on diesel and petrol, which technically you should be able to, but you can't, it's all very highly taxed by the government, and you can't make money from it. But if you could, then really what you want to do is basically allow people to fast lane, like literally slamming fuel, click, slamming fuel, click. So I thought about a fuel station that had a fast lane, whereby you had one operator that literally fuels your car for you, and they could take a payment on card, and it was basically allowing them to not to go in. You literally, they fuel you for you, and they basically use a fast lane to get people in and out and just make money on fuel. But I realised very quickly that you can't make money on fuel, so it wouldn't be worth it. Hence why the system was debunked. So you can in Europe, it's a bit different in Europe. or over here in the UK.
Problem is, Mike, you can't use a phone whilst at a petrol station pump and filling up, therefore can't happen. I am so sorry, everyone.
It's not about that. What the issue you've got with mobile phones, this is what really fucks me up about education. The only reason why you can't use a phone in a fuel station now is because of historical data. At the end of the day, the issue you had with phones is it's not the fact that a phone can make a fuel station go up in flames. It's now physically impossible. And the reason being is the old cellular phones, the old phones had a removable battery. Now, every single phone hasn't got a removable battery. So pretty well now, as the generations go on now, fuel's going to be obviously anyway, but you can go down the route of having an iPhone that rings. You use your iPhone, it doesn't set fire to a pump. It can't, it's impossible. And the only reason why is, in the older days, the more times you take your battery out, put it back in, take it out, put it back in, it gets loose. So some phones were arcing, and that's the reason why those signs went up originally. Because people had mobile phones when they first came out, where they could remove the batteries off the back ends of the phones. So that was the reason why fuel stations went up. Now, you can't set a fuel station alight using a mobile phone. It's practically impossible. But there's still the signs are fueling up, can't use a mobile phone. And you could just say, well, you know, if you're on the phone having a conversation at the same time as fueling up, you're more likely to make an error or mistake. But honestly, it doesn't happen. And also, the early days of fuel stations, they didn't have the protection systems in place now. Now, they've got so many protection systems in place now that technically a fuel station can't catch fire. It's impossible. It's impossible for a fuel station to catch fire. So if you ever come across a serious station that catches fire, like, do you ever hear of them? Not really. So, let's be real. It doesn't work. It's not even like you can light a fuel station, because there's so many protection devices on the actual fuel now that fuel only goes one way, and it cuts off. So it's interesting. There's also holding tanks as well in a fuel station. Well, anyway, I don't want to go into really how a fuel station operates, but yeah, it's the systems that are in place. It's pretty much impossible. So.
Was skinny but still had a body. Her stomach was slim. She noticed something in the glove box. Snap back to reality now, Mike.
Snap back. We understand reality. We get it.
Let it go, Mike. You're dribbling Mones spaghetti down the action. We all know how it operates, you spastic.
Oh right, we get it, do we? Alright, brilliant. I don't think anyone actually understands how fuel actually or how obviously fuel pumps operate, to be fair, but
Go ninja go. Leave it, Mike. I just shaved my girl's butthole and she puffed in my face and shaving cream went everywhere down. Guy sent me trade user Kingsman 6406. I have Bernie's user Kingsman 6406.
Also, the fuel stations, the way it works is that when you pay for fuel, the money that you pay doesn't actually go to the service station. It gets taken away to the BP that owns the fuel. And then you have to request the money back. So that's how actually fuel stations never ever run out of fuel. Because if the money stopped at the fuel station, then people and owners wouldn't pay bills. So the way it works is that actually when you pay BP, it's a franchise business, and the owner of the franchise doesn't actually have the money. It actually gets paid straight into a big pocket of BP, for instance, or Shell, and that's how they take control of the money, and then the owner has to then request the money back from obviously again BP or Shell, etc. So
Mike feed his drug dealers kids. I thought beavers get their own oil. Mike, have you ever done a eye test? Your intelligence is absolutely outstanding. I swear Nadia gave you £4 to put TTS on. Mike, have you ever requested a woman blow out both holes at the same time for you in your face?
that's my case. 2020 and 26, these are the conversations.
For some fun, Mike, not a short back and what for. Mike, please never speak again. Mike, go to Ra. Mike, what is documentary about toxic masculinity that has become so popular. Get the Senna cucumber Michael. Did you know that if you look up while outside you will notice a big blue thing called a sky? Or Mike Scott collaborate and listen nice is back with my brand new invention.
Have you actually noticed as well, and this is obviously hand on heart now, have you never noticed that all day, every day, around the world, you can always see the sun and the moon in the sky at any one point? You ever notice that? But obviously, the moon and the sun is always in the sky. Because you can't see it, doesn't mean it's not there. So look at today, we're overcast with clouds today. We literally just got clouds and clouds and clouds. But to be fair with you, the sun and the moon is always in the sky. So like today, if the sun's out, which it is because we've got obviously daylight, but it's dull because we've got the clouds. If there's no clouds, then there will be, again, the sun. So, again, let's be real. What are clouds? Think about it. Think about what clouds are. They are made. They are manufactured. We, as human beings, we produce clouds. We put clouds in. That's what cools the planet down. That's what cools the planet down. So when you say about all the global warming, they've been doing it for years. Back in the day, when you look at historical data, the skies were always, the skies never had clouds. If you look at old pictures, it was always blue. And now, the clouds are there for a reason. It's public control. That's what clouds are there for. So, it's produced.
Idiot Klitskin is 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 idiot.
Can't take people that spam. It's a shame, really. It's a shame. Actually, I've got a lot of these conversations with other people, and they don't like it because when I say things, they go, "Sure, Mike, you're incorrect." All right, fine. Do the research. Do the research. Imagine if we didn't have clouds, guess what happened? We wouldn't have fields green.
Noodle arms. Mike turned the TTS on its low. Like my life is shit, what should I do? Everyone says shut up, Mike. Cranberry sauce. Stick it in the old bamboo again. Shut up, Mike. Petrol, global warming. Do you get the concept of Abdul? Abdul is a retarded. I want a bottle of water. Stuck it up Harris Barry's son.
It's funny that back in the day with pilots could see the sky, so they didn't need to. They never needed to use autopilot because autopilot wasn't even around. But now, obviously, autopilot is a thing now. They don't need to see. So as technology's evolved, it means they can fly in clouds and overdrive. Basically, they can fly in the clouds now. It doesn't really matter. So it's interesting how the whole world is linked together, and I see on a vast scale. I see exactly why clouds evolve, and I wish the historical data in schools. I was told that obviously clouds became one of those things that they are produced by the sun. It pulls the water up from the oceans, and he finds out that it again drops on the sky, and it's interesting. It's interesting philosophy, really, to say how we're taught. It's an alternative way of thinking. Do the research. Do the research into life and start to realise that actually things aren't what we've been told. I tell you.
Blowjob, please. Still love the main three mods no matter how they feel about me anyway. Like a princess sitting in a tree, KISSING. First comes love, second come marriage, then comes a mic in a mighty carriage. God, yeah, maggot. My wife reminds me of an old pair of leather boots. Should I leave her? We've been married for 40 years and she has turned into a knothead. Like, is it hard being this smart? And if they wanna kick me, they can, that's fine. But Islamic ray guns. Michael is broke cat. I like the new profile clip. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage and backs a chump like a candle. If Clark Kent was a junkie. Show some better reaction to your comments. But I am a diamond member. Freddie Dread album cover ranch. Now Lester. Can you do a face reveal? Bottle of water, please. He is a diamond BB member. Mike, what is your opinion on the state of Israel? I played it on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday, but not on Sunday cause I was begging your dad like me. He has no face.
State of Israel. It's a very fine line. It's a very, very fine line.
I am aroused. Go blind if you can TC that nose.
Israel is powerful. Israel is very powerful.
Hope you have a good day, Mike Moo. Streets, Dustema. Mike is still crying lol. Mike, I've spilled some paint on the carpet. What would be the best way to deal with this? Same from. You should go there. Am I bad? You better not support Israel. I might my bumhole with Israel.
I'm more than happy to go to Israel. I've got no problem with Israel at all. Obviously, you know, you gotta look at historical data and how we've all evolved, and look at the basically you need to read the Bible, and you need to obviously look at historical data and look at how we've become where we are in life today, and understand the flow of money. Once you start to understand the flow of money and understand the whole concept of life, you then start to understand how nations have become nations, how the US has become a nation, how Israel has become a nation, and you need to understand who controls the world as well. And not many people understand that concept. Not many people care. You know, when there's a war going on in the Middle East, everyone's just kind of like, fuck it, I don't care, it ain't gonna bother me. And the next minute they realise that all the fucking oil comes from the Middle East. So then they realise, fucking hell, okay, I didn't think about that. That's the thing about life. Everyone's all quick enough to think about things and think, shit me. It's broken. Society is broken. And unfortunately, nobody gets it. Everyone's thinking they know a bit about everything, and it's, you know, leaving Brexit for us was a big thing, and like the UK leaving the European, and you know, everyone just thought it was a great thing. Independence. Now look at the problem now we've got. Mass immigration. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, obviously mass immigration was one of those things that happened back in the 1990s really. But yeah, it was, at least it was controlled to a level. Now it's uncontrollable now. And the problem is it starts off small, and then there's loopholes and everyone gets hold of it, and then before you know it, it becomes a fucking problem. So we can't like understand the way that the world's going. But the clever thing about me is how you position yourself in the world today. This morning I realised that we might have a problem with fuel. So this morning I've already preempted that I've got a stash of well, let's say a stash, not me personally, but I've got links with getting hold of diesel now in Manchester, but up north. compared to the same down in south now. So it means now I haven't got to worry about fuel stations specifically. So we can use fuel stations, but the minute there becomes a problem with diesel, there are now reserves put in place now. So obviously I'm paying into that system now, but it means that again I've got less stress. So when everyone starts to find out they can't drive, they can't travel, and we're still driving and travelling, it makes them think, okay, how's this guy doing? How's this guy making this happen? It's, well, fortunately, I've integrated myself, linked myself with other people. So
earlier, Mike, you could only fill up 40 at each fuel station. Now you have a contact for diesel.
We have to put it in place, yeah.
Fill the Hummer. Mikey has Jewish heritage features. Jesus fucking Christ, Mike.
There was a limit earlier, £40 to fuel up.
Fill your jet. No wonder you haven't got a woman. He was doing just fine without automobiles a long time ago. It's all good. Mikey has Jewish heritage features. It all makes sense now. I feel bad for Abdul. You called him a retard and told him fucky when he clearly didn't like it. Yes, he can smell a pair of girls' pants from 16 miles away. Fill your ass.
So what's gonna happen if there's a fuel lockdown?
Let's get an 8 ball and go fucking crazy, Mikey. Come on.
If there is another lockdown, a fuel lockdown this time, and an energy lockdown, then humanity will grow again. With numbers, more people have sex, more people have kids. So because a lot of people have a lot more time at home, so there'll be a lot more kids born. So population increase. Obviously, we're on a bit of a downward spiral at the moment. Population, or COVID, the population spiked during the lockdown because people had sex, people had kids. So it's interesting over those 2 years of lockdown how evolution took its place, and how we're obviously again we're now obviously looking at another. Basically the problem is this is what really fucks me up about the world. Nobody gets it. So if there's more deaths than there is people getting born, then the population decrease is going down. So when you think about the bigger picture, you think to yourself, okay, what needs to happen? Well, we need to have more people to have sex. So how are we going to make that happen? Well, let's create a crisis. Let's create a crisis to make sure that more people have sex, more people have more babies. Like this is the whole thing of life. It's not just what you think is happening right now. There is a whole trajectory of life in how we can keep humans and the species going forward. These are concepts that people won't realise because they were like, sure, shut up, Mike. It's not bit. These lockdowns are designed for the population growth. I don't know what you think about that, but I think you need to look at the bigger picture and think, fucking hell. Less women having kids, we need more kids, we need more kids, we need more kids. So that's why all this is happening in plain sight. So more kids, more tax to pay.
prefers cucumber. Shut up, Sadia got sad in your name for a reason.
Beautiful Motorway. Not far.
Your Mike is always sad.
Mike's not always
thinks
sad.
the production is done in Menace buns. Mike's chin is receding. Eyes purple crying.
So what's also interesting as well, which is interesting for a lot of people, is, and people won't believe this, but they've also, in city centres, they need to, they basically need to add buildings to the city centre. So skyscrapers, when you build a skyscraper, they don't just dig down just to put the foundations in. They're digging down, and underneath a lot of cities there is a mass network of tunnels. And every time they build a skyscraper or they build a big building, they dig down and they're adding to the infrastructure of the city. So the sewage network is added to by adding it to a city. So they build a skyscraper, but instead of building a skyscraper, they dig down and they're adding to the underground network of tunnels. So power and distribution of power and the distribution of obviously water facilities is actually all it's been added to every time there's a building being knocked down and rebuilt. They're adding to the tunnel system below the ground. So it basically allows that they can basically add on. So every single plot of land eventually, every single building will eventually collapse and be rebuilt on. And eventually what happens is they take down a building completely, however it gets taken down, or whatever happens, and they basically dig down and they add to the tunneling network below. So underneath most cities, there is a big tunneling network around that is added to. And it's done by split teams really. So you have a team that comes in and does all the foundations and all the tunneling. And then there's a team that comes in and does obviously on top. So it's how it's split up into lack of education for most people. The people that are doing the tunnels don't realise what the tunnels are there for. But it's interesting. It's interesting to see the understanding. The reason being, I spoke to a chap that does all of the tunneling networks underneath cities, and that's their ultimate plan, is to build this whole nationwide tunneling network underneath cities, and it's how they get power and how they can just add into the network. Literally, if you've got a building that needs more power, they just drill down into the tunnel system below and pull in new feeds without causing major road headache above land. So it's kind of interesting how there's this underworld of life that no one really knows about, and how basically there's teams of people, and a majority of it's robotic as well. So pulling in power and things is mainly now robotics. So again, that's nobody knows about it. We don't think about it. We just look about what's happening on land. But again, it's interesting.
They ate all his muscle, that's why he looks like that. I like a big digger. And they ate his chin. Mike, why do you look like a caricature of a person with a large nose? The lawnmower goes shashirararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararararar Mike, can't he figure out why he can't he get pregnant? Mike, you better not speak again. Very interesting, Mike, now shut the fuck up. Interesting. Mike.
Shut the fuck up.
Mike, you are very cool and intelligent.
Just educate myself. I've realised there's a problem and I work things out.
Do not talk again without chat's permission, Mikey. Mike, I rest my case. Not very well. I rest rest my face. Amazing. If E equals MC squared, then why the fuck does my big back booty always have target on my freaking last nerf a therma? Can I get a ha ha, and also can I get a whoop whoop ha 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 ha? Mike, why do you look like Nunu the Hoover from the Teletubbies? G-Day, why you look like you would shave my cat?
That's what I was called at. That's what I was called at school. But it didn't really affect me, really, did it? So when you look at people that used
Michael, let the bad times roll. Michael, let the bad times roll.
when you look at the people that bullied at school compared to where they are now in life, it just shows a big difference in understanding.
Face pink drinking tea. London calling to the faraway towns. Now war is declared and battle come down. The ice age is coming. The sun zooming in meltdown expected. The wheat is growing thin. Engines stop running, but I have no fear. That is sad, Mike. Mitchell, just shut up or crash.
Not really.
Stuttering says otherwise. Lucky I got my hearing aid and won't be able to hear the TDS otherwise. Face red droopy eyes. 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 Turn left. Why crash? That is sad that they bullied you. Please video. My meat is growing. Mike got his hair cut by a Parkinson's patient. Fucking shut up, Nick, or else. The end's turning purple. Ira. Face red droopy eyes. No, don't crash, YLL fucked up. And I am seeing veins I've never seen before. Saluting face, shooting face, ain't nobody trying now. EET, no mo fucking bacon. Ha 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 to you too. Wake up, Don T. Crashy junkie. Mike, do you think watches are a good investment, or should I just buy a chicken tikka sandwich? Mike Nadia, doesn't he agree to this silence?
Nadia, sorry Nadia, like, I'm in trouble.
Hello Michael, you're a sub to Bonnie Blue. Didn't he go through? Please ensure the funds are in your account and retry. Don't he miss out on the 500 BBC versus one whole new video of support.
What's that, sorry? OnlyFans. If I had the opportunity, I'd close OnlyFans down.
Come on Mikey, it's unacceptable.
I'd
How
basically
dare you,
stop it.
Mike? Well, you are space cadet number 1.
I would stop.
Are you having a pint of lager and a packet of crisps?
I would stop OnlyFans with a matter of seconds. Close it down. Finish it. Stop it. It's not good for humans. It's
Mike,
not
my
good.
friend has set me up on a blind date. Do you think I should go or just stay at home with a cheese sandwich?
On a blind date? Well, you never know what you're gonna get. Just be real. It might be a laughing joke. It might be a prank. It just might be. I'm just saying. It's safer, a sandwich, than again a blind date.
My starting if you're so rich and put it in your big break fan. Afternoon, how are you? Why do you
We
hate
have.
women, Mike?
Sorry, why do you hate women? I
Want to
don't.
close only fan down. Why are you queer or something?
I don't hate women. I don't think women should be objectified, personally, but you understand that they've always been objectified.
He
Don't.
always gets her way. Mike hates women because they peg him.
Not quite. I think let's be real.
Cheese sandwich it is then.
Men have always objectified women throughout the whole of history. That's the reason why. And obviously, even in the Roman Empire, we objectify women. And then you even look at historical data now, it's madness. We are the Western world, and we are the first time ever in the Western world that we've given a woman a voice and allowed a woman to be an equal to a man. And suddenly, look what's happening. Do you know what I mean? In real time.
Facts and figures. Question: does the Christian God still loves pagans and welcomes pagans into his version of heaven? If not, why? Like I once went on a blind date after meeting her. I told her she was very ugly and left. Do you approve? Not me. I'd rather eat a cheese sandwich.
You see my point of view. We, as males, have always objectified women through whole of history, and we even do today.
Here a man tried to get in my car last night in a random car park at midnight.
Oh my days, that's scary. That's scary, Nadia. I hope the doors were locked.
God and religion is for people like Mike. Thought I was going to die. It was Mike.
Last night, I was asleep, I tell you. I was knocked
I
out.
locked my doors instantly. I'm pretty sure all women want to be objectified. It's in their nature.
Well, it isn't the right mentality. Let's be real. It isn't the right mentality.
It was Mike and his stupid sideburns.
Anyway. It is a turn on for a woman to be helpless. It is a turn on for a woman to be in that mentality, but she needs to feel safe in that environment. If a woman feels safe in that environment, then she's happy to, you know, again, to be so submissive. So, if she fears, then that submissive changes. So, you understand the logic now.
Millionaire. Yikes, very incel, very cool.
I'm telling you facts and figures. 2 secs. Amazing.
Well, where's he going on this jet?
So I've just had a phone call then, you see. So that's funny actually. So earlier on today, I went over. Well, really on day 4 when it came on stream. I did I went out and bought an air compressor. So I basically got an air compressor, and it's currently installed now with a big hose. And when I say big hose, I mean a big hose. And basically, I worked this ready to go. Yes. I said, oh, it's an air compressor. I said, you know the switch, buy it, yeah? I can turn it on from anywhere in the world. And she's like, what? I said, watch this. And I can turn it on, and it's interesting. So what it is on the driveway now, there's just a hose on the driveway, and it's already pre-programmed for pressure for the tyres. So she's like, what, Mike, what's this hose? I said, every time you need to check your car tyres now, yeah? That's it now. It's already pre-gauged for you, ready to go. So all you got to do now is just check your PSI in obviously your tyres. She's like, what? I said, that's the pipe, yeah? Well, you need to check your tyres now, just tell me. I'll turn the air compressor on for you, remotely. She's like, what? And I was like, yeah, that's it. So it's interesting. Madness. Oh my days, it's madness, I tell you.
I forgive you, Nadia, for your stupidity. A succulent Chinese meal, Michael. We hate you, Mike.
We hate you, Mike. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. People, I know, sorry. Sorry, it's just calls.
Mondo Duppy.
So what I'd like to do, you see, is I've been getting some weird calls coming through my phone. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to go on the route of speaking to, basically, to give you the rundown.
Mike, can you stop asking me to give you a golden shower on Snapchat?
So I'd like to change my number. So I'd like to go down the route of phoning 101, reporting my phone number as being obviously opened up for spam calls. So once you've got a crime number in situ, you can then phone for Vodafone or EE, give them the crime number and ask to replace your number. So obviously, because it's a contract, they can't just replace the number, but if you do a crime number against it, then basically they can change the number, because I can just say that I've been harassed. It's the only way to get a new number. So quite recently I've had a problem whereby I've been getting a lot of phone calls coming through, maybe through live streaming, I don't know. There's a lot of people phoning my other phone. So I've had to, again, phone up 101, basically report that I'm getting harassed by multiple numbers. And once you get a crime number, you can then go down the route of phone and go up the Vodafone or EE and say, look, I've got a crime number for harassment. Can I change my number, please? And that's the only way that you can keep your contract, but change the number. So yeah, overnight we've had to change to a different number and basically redivert the calls onto a different number now, which is wild. But anyway, it is what it is. It happens. But yeah. But now it's just cut out all the shit.
No idea, Mike, what you are saying. You only need 2 fingers for Mike from what I've heard.
Anyway.
Mike's getting harassed now. He knows how Abdul and the petrol station workers feel. Mickey, why I hear you been bad-mouthings my good friend Abdul. This no bloody goods, Mrs. Abdul. Hard workings, you just always sittings, chattings, sittings. You better saying sorries, Mrs. Yes, saying everything but nothing. Fuck off, Mike, for the 5th time today. Mike, you told the live stream your phone number, lol. I wonder how they got it, hahaha. Mike is scared, ringing the police. Grass. Mike, the only way we can forgive you is if you keep TTS on. Number 1 loves you, Mike. I'm smiling. Do you enjoy a loose
Give me advice.
Mike, I would love to send you a dick picture.
No, don't send me any dick pictures. I can assure you, don't send me any pictures. The amount of pictures I get from women is unbelievable. Like, it's madness. One day I just basically get a message, and I eventually see the message, and I think it's
Please,
got a picture here.
The destroyer wants your cucumber.
It's mad. I'm quite privileged to information. Right, it's pretty cool, really. It is pretty cool. Especially when you're not expecting it as well.
Pics from women, that's not right. Their S number 40 limit on diesel, like you said before, just saying.
It's women that you wouldn't, it's women you're talking to, it's females you're talking to.
Yes, Mike, we believe you now. Get back in bed. Mike, we are all laughing at you, not with you. There is a discernible difference.
It's interesting how suddenly you just randomly get things sent to you.
I got fresqued last night and I can't remember love vodka. Wet t-shirt time, Mike.
This is
Mike,
drinking.
you are looking very submissive and breedable today. Do you enjoy a loose asshole?
We're 18 minutes away. 18 minutes, 2.5 miles. It's normally a minute a mile.
Mike, you are not getting things sent to you by women your mother doesn't count.
Anyway, I rest my case.
Loose asshole. Shit in the corner and assert your dominance.
It's actually,
Rachel wants you in bed, Michael.
It's actually become a laughing joke, to be fair, yeah. So it's become a laughing joke. I say these things, and the next minute I get more pictures. It's kind of like, is this how the world actually works? Madness, isn't it really? Obviously it is how it works. I obviously realise this.
Wrong, incorrect. I rest my case. Mike, shut the fuck up and say my name. Mike, this is your mom. If you turn the TTS off, you are grounded, little man. You this bum again.
Little
Do
man.
not slander my name. I am not into beaver. Fake rich delusional.
This
Michael,
guy's...
I've had a bad day, buddy. Any motivation for me?
So this guy's 5'6". That tends to be the average height for a woman.
Disappear from the internet, please.
But me being a little man, I'm 6'2".
It is wrong that Rachel wanting you in bed is
6'2".
incorrect, Michael. Little
So-
Andrew Tate.
Little Andrew Tate.
If she ain't T380, she ain't T, my lady.
Ain't he?
Bro is streaming his ups truck. Mike, you are a millionaire, but why do you play this parcel game? Mike keeps getting interrupted by TTS like a little bitch and takes it like a good boy. I am 5'6", Don T, take the piss. Mike from Little.
Well, put it.
Mike
I'm
has the
currently,
confidence of someone who is 6 foot and got 10 bags in the bank, but he is only 5'4" and got about $10 in his pocket. Mike, shut the fuck up. Mike 2026 Tel Aviv, Don T1 T can T. Mike, every time you deliver a parcel an angel size.
it's mad to see the understanding of how people are trying to make money.
Only way to get Mike to shut the fuck up is TTS. Jesus, take the wheel. For fuck's sake, Michael, the TTS.
So you come across this place. This place is called again where I am. It's basically I'm at Greenford halal meat. When you look at obviously the way that the shop looks, they can't be making that much. They can't be making that much money on halal meat, can they? Because it looks like a bag of shit. Think about it. So it's mad, really, when you look at the whole thing. It's Greenford halal meat, and you assume, wouldn't you, that it was all, you know, spankingly good, like looking amazing. But actually, it looks like it just doesn't look right. They've got stickers everywhere. They've got brandings all everywhere. They've got little stars in the stars, like little like stick-on stars. Do you know when you do like advertising in like holding it sitting there back in the 80s? Do you know you got like that? You know, there's little stars that you put right on. You know, special offer and things. It's madness, really. I mean, it's not really looking amazing like modern day business. Greenford Fish and Chip Shop. You know, we've got one here saying, you know, there's a place called you know, oh, this is Ealing House Limited. It's closed. Got a shop here split into two. It's Kind Time Massage. You kind of like understand where I'm going with the conversation, don't you? It's people trying to make money, but actually don't know how to make money. It's people that are running big businesses, but don't really understand business. It's people that have not even, they're not trained in business, but they think, oh, well, I want a business. So they think making 30% on top of something is the way forward. It's failed, basically. You know, someone's gone down the route putting gates that just don't look right in the local area. Have a look on Google Maps where I am. Greenford. Obviously, we're not hanging around here, we're just visiting.
Mike is an adult stick insect and will remain having superior confidence. Cucumbers with the side of Mike's non-existent chin, medium rare chins. Never get a full body waxing, it burns like.
come on, guys. You really fucked this up. Oh, God. London Council really fucked things up. They've done parking down both sides. Basically permits only. Now you've got somebody that's on the roundabout
Mike, how
now.
long till hotel?
Do you know what I
Mike's
mean?
all lips then neck. Faster, faster, faster. Oh, come on, come on, come on.
Do you know what I mean?
What's up? I make cheese from my talawaka.
Like, you look at the cars. Council.
Hibbity flibbity dibbity Judah.
One lane of traffic.
Me in confidence that he in fact humps monkeys. Come on, come on, come on. Leave the camera out the front for a little while, please, Mike. Damn it.
Sweetheart, come on.
Mike Millionaires drive Jaguars. So do you drift that beer? Mike's fuming. Prophecy wafiki.
I don't know, it's just sad, isn't it?
Oh, come on, come on, come on. You brew Mikey moon.
This is what I
Mikey,
say.
that is what you horn is for beep beep. Mike, how do you fuck up a roundabout? Have you ever dipped your Dunkin' in another man's donuts?
This is what I'm saying about life. It's all fucking fucked.
Mike Millionaires have a chauffeur. Brew moon.
Do you know what I mean?
Mike, watch out, you fucking maniac.
Traffic.
Beep beep.
Why
Mike, I got diarrhea.
look at how the government have
You're
fucked this.
driving on the wrong side of the road.
Look at that.
Farmers with shotguns, bang, bang, bang.
Look at what's happening here, you see?
Michael, your
Fucking
head is
boss.
stupid looking when you are talking consistently.
Let's mount the curb,
Billy
Mike.
took that other van out. Mikey, oh, come on, come on, come
It's
on.
fucking
Oh,
disgrace.
bang, bang, bang.
Why don't everyone?
Yeah. Farmers with shotguns, bang, bang.
So think about it. If every single person, like now, parks down one side of the fucking road, guess what happens? 2 lanes of traffic. But nobody's common sense. Nobody's got any common sense. No, car over there, coming over 20 mile an hour speed limit sign. You got buses that are trying to get through. You know what I mean? Imagine if this side of the road here was literally double yellows. Like, look at this guy. Why is the guy parked there? Park over the other side, dude. Yes, traffic all on one side. Again, this white car. Why the fuck is this white car parked here? On the other side. Park on the other side of the road. Thank you very much. I don't get it. There's no logic. And at least you've got 2 lanes of traffic. But again, let's be real. Guess where we are? I'll tell you where we are. We're living in an area whereby it has basically thickos. People that aren't able to function. If you look at all these people that live around this area, look at them all. Look at every single person. Yeah? The demographic around this area is not educational. So they just think, oh, it's alright. Yeah, okay. You can tell from the houses, you can tell from the style of the houses. It's all poor, it's all poverty, you know. Lego someone has to pay road tax on that Mini. Wonder why? Yeah, you understand the logic now? It's not been racist, it's by any amount of realist. It's fucking fucked. Anyway.
How uneducational, Mike.
I know, and the next minute, whatever's happening here,
Mike, you in the hood.
do you know what I mean? Service.
Vote for me, ILL. Hi, Amy. Mike, this is Forking Abdul speaking again. Don't you worry about me forking arrangements. Look at them all, they turn everywhere they live into the shite they come from. Amy is back. Millionaires would be delivering parcels in a helicopter, not a shitbox rent van. Deport the fuck out of them. The state of it. Buy a monster truck, Mike.
You can tell from the vehicles. You can tell from the vehicles. Or when you come across Priuses.
Badger rule. Turning everywhere into an Indian shanty town. Amy, are you mad at me? You oldn't and swear me last time.
Lucky Supermarket. Lucky. I wonder who calls himself Lucky. Is that a name? Lucky. Yeah, we understand that, don't we?
Speedy bump, Mike. Try living in a building and the car park you have to fight just to sit. Good luck, everyone. I turn now. That is a decent van, Mike, if you are a puff.
No, even the
from India?
even the police
on their rubber dinghy-ass.
Even the police are in shit cars around this area because they have to look at what the damage is going to cause to the cars. They don't drive BMW cars in London, I tell you. There's a reason why. Because it's cheaper.
O-line leader, I am never mad. What happened? What was the question? Mike is the cops. Amy got a big sweaty beaver.
Oh great, awesome. There's a fun fair down here.
Michael. You got a 2XL nose for the price of your chin. Mikey moo.
You should understand, we're in a really, we're in a, when the government says to you about immigration being its all-time lowest, it's fucking wrong. Whatever figures the government say, triple it. It's fucked.
Amy. Darren saluting face. Mike flip off people on the road, it will make you feel better, I assure you. Schnall. Mikey stop and go on the big wheel. Deportations now please Mikey. That doesn't he look like a bad neighborhood to me?
Well, it depends on what nationality you are then. Like,
Amy
you know what I mean?
Deliberately. Amy.
Again, if you're from a nationality that's living in a third world nation, you'd probably say this has been amazing.
Is the bad Amy back?
You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? I'm driving down here, and it is literally not British.
Up north from Hounslow 15 years ago, I kinda miss it, but it must be really expensive now. What is the living expense like for someone moving from north in Leeds?
There's a difference between people that understand and educate themselves and people that don't, and these unfortunately are people around here that just are uneducational. You know, it's like putting like little assets in each of the cars. We'll try and see if we can show you. Like, look at this car here. Like, what the hell's on the dash? I do not know, but obviously, surely, that's somebody who's put something in front of them. They can't drive like that, surely. Do you know what I mean? It's a fuckery. Hello, I've crashed my car. Oh, why was that? Oh, I couldn't see out the fucking window. Why? Oh, because I had this fucking little thing on my dashboard. You understand my logic? Like, there's no logic in here. There's fucking no logic.
Face. Mikey, if you think this is a bad street, drove around Oldham and Bradford. Amy is really Rachel and Rachel is really Amy. Pregnant man. Bums cockroach. Shut up, Mike. Surely that dash decoration spells uneducational. Shut Mike.
Well, this guy's pulling a fucking black thing down the fucking road, whatever he is. Like.
Shut up, Mike.
You know what I mean?
Freak speech.
Like, what the hell's going on? I do not know.
Saluting face. Big ups Kellogg's for being my 1000th like. Hounslow has changed alert. I went to see it after 10 years. It's really bad. Is it his wife? My wife does that shit, drives me nuts. I throw it all on the floor of the car. Spot the white man. Mike, I have a hula girl on my dash. Mike, you're gonna poke a window out with that nose. Nice beamer. Get her. Well, your mind would explode driving around American suburbs and small cities. It is Canvas home. Driving lessons from Cracker Box. Oh, get ready, it's coming, sweet shittery. Mikey in the English hood. Do a burnout.
Do you know what I mean? You couldn't write it.
Hounslow is now moving into Feltham, Witton and Bedfont and Sunbury. They are everywhere.
Honestly, immigration at the moment is at its all-time highest. It's fucked.
You got a 2XL nose for the price of your chin. Shut up, Mike. Dude was just dragging a black tarp, no big deal, that's just something you do when you trying to hide a body, pretty normal where I come from. I moved to Witton to get away from third world people and now it's come to Witton. Enjoy your new masters, Mike. Pop all the dingy s at Carlair. With the size of your nose, I bet you could smoke a cigarette in the rain without fear of it getting wet. Shut up, Mike. Mike robbed the van in front of you. Shut up, Mike. Immigra. Amy.
I mean, this is life, you see.
Go now.
It's literally like.
He can smoke a cigarette in the shower.
You know what I mean? Pyramid holders, look at the houses.
If I keep seeing third world people, I am going to lose my shit.
But you see what I'm saying? It's all.
Hounslow High Street changed, looks like a third world bazaar now. That's crazy. What went wrong?
No, they're all on push bikes.
Bigger or smaller than your nose? Better start learning the Muslim Sharia law before you to do offense in your own now Muslim country. In other news, Olive Oil had black in her teeth today on stream, but don't you dare point it out. Oh, they are leaving poo in the street now. Oh dear.
Like, this is definitely Every single house. You
Bosco saluting face.
know what happens here?
Nadia saluting face.
That's a house
He
there.
pinched it. It's there.
Like, that's 3
Enoch
people.
saluting face.
That's 3 people living in that house. That's 3 different people living in just that house alone.
Sharia law can get fucked. Can I eat you from the back, please? Who is
Just
Olivia? What is the username?
You see what I'm saying? It's just fucking weird. It's not what the Western was designed
Enoch
for.
saluting face. If they all really were on bikes, there would not be a problem. Haha.
Like-
Where are you, Mike? Benefit Street.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not quite sure what happens here.
That S probs HMO.
Yeah.
Olive oil had eyes that are very far apart and bug-like, but Don T pointed out to her you will get banned. Mike, roll out your carpet and take a big shit on it. Mike, I am so disease-ridden that when I ask for a happy ending, the masseuse only touches my balls. They all had the same deal on a doorbell. What a dump. Migrants make the world go round. Can I eat you from the back, please? Olive oil run, Rachel.
Do you know what I mean? It's wild.
Use the horn.
And the next minute, you come down here
More than
and
3 people, Michael. This key saves there would be 10 people living there. People living there.
I didn't realise. I didn't realise
Olive
Disney.
oil run.
I didn't-
Time to
I didn't realise Disneyland was here. Fucking hell, we've got Disneyland here. Look at that. No, yeah, it's mad. It's really cool, isn't it? It's something you see in. Like, look at that. It's pretty cool, isn't it? If only they cleaned it. If only they cleaned it. Maybe just the white. Maybe if they cleaned all the white and made it look pristine all day, every day. The problem is, they make this happen, and like they got colour changing. I don't get it. It's like that there was like an old building, and they basically fabricated 3 big things on the front of it, and then they don't even clean it. Doesn't make sense. Just don't get it. It's mad, isn't it, how the world works? It's madness. That's cost money. Like, you'd assume you want to keep it all clean. They've got weed flying out of the roof. They've got a bit of
Why
LED
would they
tape.
clean it? They can just hire a wimpy British guy to do it. Holly said hello.
Yeah.
Like, time to go monkey hunting.
They got
Bosco,
gold.
I have to work there.
It's got a gold door, but it's actually not gold. It's actually painted gold. Do you know what I mean? It's just fucking doesn't make sense. But alright, it's alright. It looks gold. Like, this is literally. I don't know if you noticed that this place now, but I don't recognise it. Honestly, it's it's wild. This is what you call hustling and bustling. That's all they know. Hustling and bustling. Like this was never like this.
Can I eat you from the back, please? Who dare ask Mike how much weed he is selling? Have some respect, he is a crack dealer. Can I eat you from the back, please? Enoch, where is he exactly? Can I eat you from the back, please? Mike, fill the van with illegals and take them to the forest. If he said I wasn't he listening, Southall never changed. Well, are you guys celebrating April Fools?
London's gone.
Hey Mikey Moo, Stormy is back in chat, how's it going? Holly said hi, sauce pink heart emoji. Can I eat you from the back, please? What the heck?
Like, buildings boarded up.
Track saluting face. Can I eat you from the back, please? Yo, Storm saluting face. This is not England. Can I eat you from the back, please? Mikey, stop crying. This is what the average street in the UK looks like, and honestly areas in Manchester and going out towards Bradford are far worse. What the helly? Mikey, come to haze, you clown. Storm saluting face. Holy saluting face. Mike, how about you try and talk with one of those immigrants, try to diarrhea in his mouth, see what happens. ULL, most of them turn out to be pretty nice guys. Michael, I propose to you, my double retarded son, Che for marriage. Amazing. Yo, Bosco, Nadia, is this London nowadays? Why should he stop crying? What did that just say? Mikey, come to Hayes, lol, it's 5 minutes away. Are you okay? Holly said.
See, I haven't got a problem, but you've got to understand that if you come to this country, live in the country that you want to live in. If you want to move from a different country, don't bring your nation and your nationality to this country. Because what happens is, you see, is you're just changing it for the worse. You've jumped ship from one country because you didn't like it, and now you've jumped ship to another country and you still don't like it because you're turning it into... So eventually this will become the same country as you came from. It's a fuckery. And you can't educate people. It's one of those things you can't educate. It's the mentality. It's a problem. Like, so you come from one country and you come to this country and you bring your what you believe is right to another country and you live like shit. So, you know what I mean? Just driving down there now, you see all these shops selling fresh fruit on the road. What you don't realise is that there's all these diesel vehicles lying around that are publicising petrol and diesel all over. The small imperfections, that fruit is not fresh. That fruit was fresh, but now it's not fresh, and now you're eating that. So this is why really, the problem you've got is what you end up finding out is nationalities end up killing themselves, because what they do is they don't understand. They just go down the route thinking what they think is right. But the problem is when you're mass producing numbers, which is what the religion is designed for, you then find out that when you weaponize a woman's body, and she has multiple kids, because that's what she's programmed told to, you then realises that there's this unspoken government whereby it's just a fuckery. It doesn't matter if you die, because at the end of the day, you'll be saved. Okay, fine. So that's why you have loads and loads of kids. I think the Western world now has realised that there is no afterlife, and we've realised now that life is pretty short. But again, we understand now why the world is how the world is, you know. So anyway, look, I rest my case. It's interesting. That's all I'm saying. Well, people take it what I'm saying now, because I'm white and I'm British, and because I'm expressing my thoughts and opinions of this here, everyone will think I'm against it. I'm not against it. I'm just trying to educate you into living a much more healthier and optional life. But anyway, it's we've got a Catholic church here. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, right. We just first of all pull over at some point. Can I pull over here? No. Can I pull over here? No. It's just all gone wrong. Pull over here. Anyway, 2 secs.